Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask the CEO with Avrohom. Today, I'd like to introduce a very special guest. He's a senior technical staff member at IBM, supporting power systems and hybrid multi-cloud solutions. It is my pleasure to welcome Joe Cropper. Welcome, Joe.
Hey, Avrohom, great to be here.
Yeah, great to have you. Welcome back. It's great to be speaking with you again.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
So, today we've got a very exciting conversation. We're going to be talking about resiliency and digital transformation. So as a result of businesses' digital transformation efforts, we now have more data than we know what to do with. And to put things into perspective, Forbes stated in an article that 90% of the world's data was created in the past 2 years. And however, that's only part of the problem. According to a recent study by Forrester, 71% of businesses are gathering data faster than they can use it. And 66% of businesses say they constantly need more data than their current capabilities provide. And a major challenge that's keeping people from fully utilizing their data is data silos, which are very common today in the modern business world, especially in the case of mergers and acquisitions. And the challenge here is that businesses that can leverage all of their data place themselves at a major advantage over their competition. So if you're not leveraging all of your data, your competition is. So Joe, what are you hearing from your customers in this space?
Yeah, Avrohom, that's such a great question. And fundamentally, data is, probably without dispute, the crown jewel of organizations. And we're hearing it's just becoming more increasingly important as we look forward. If you think about, what's happened in the last year, enterprises have just had to really double down on their digital transformation efforts. And again, those efforts are all sort of centered around, data and what new insights and how can you, accelerate the transformation efforts. As we talk with clients, their objectives are clear. They're trying to grow their business by creating, new differentiated experience for their clients. And I think, as you said, it's if they're not using their data, the competitors are. And so people are really need to maintain that edge. And that the common thread amongst all of those, the people that are either in or out, is who can use the data most effectively. So as I embark on many client discussions with people across the globe, I've seen a tremendous amount of excitement with our IBM storage portfolio and a lot of the great optimizations and streamlined things that we've done there. It's a comprehensive portfolio that allows our clients to really store massive amounts of data wherever it's needed, and that gives people that flexibility and choice as they're sort of moving the ball forward. And of course, they're able to do so all in a very safe and secure manner.
So, let's focus on the security aspect here. As we know, during the past year, there have been numerous data breaches, as well as an increase in debilitating ransomware attacks that have been shutting down schools, government offices, and even, unfortunately, hospitals. The increase in cyber attacks forced many businesses to prioritize their investment in data resiliency solutions. How is IBM helping their clients minimize disruptions and loss due to cyber attacks?
Yeah, clearly security is a topic that is front and center in the boardrooms. It's number one when you come to what's on top of mind for people. And there's just, no room for compromise when it comes to enterprise security. And we take that, very, very, very seriously at IBM, and specifically, within IBM systems across our entire portfolio of technology spanning, power systems, our IBM Z, the mainframe, IBM storage. Again, security is top of mind. We know that clients are trusting, their most sacred asset, which is, as we just discussed, is data, with our infrastructure and those technologies. We continue a heavy investment in the R&D from everything down, Avrohom, from the silicone all the way up to the systems, to the hypervisors, to the operating systems, and all the way up the software stack to ensure that everything is designed and architected with a security first mindset. And so whether it's leveraging things like IBM Cloud's confidential computing platform that's all built on top of IBM Z's HyperProtect services, or the different cyber resiliency capabilities that are inherent in all of our IBM storage platforms, or even leveraging power systems for both sort of the traditional applications as well as new, cloud native apps that are upon us. I think enterprises can rest assured that their data is safe and protected, and that we're there worrying about those things so that they don't have to.
Yeah, and that's a really important point, especially for many of the smaller enterprises where they might not have the IT staff or the capability to look after all the security aspects. So it's very important to have a technology partner like IBM that is building everything into the platform from the ground up.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. It's always top of mind for us, and so, and like I said, we take that responsibility, very seriously for our clients.
Great. So now, since we're discussing resiliency, let's discuss resiliency from a business continuity perspective. During the pandemic, businesses had to literally transform their IT infrastructure overnight in order to enable people to access the workloads remotely. How is IBM making a difference for businesses requiring high availability and resiliency for their mission critical infrastructure?
Yeah, I mean, another great question. There are so many, exciting avenues that we could, explore there. But maybe I'll try to call out a couple of key examples. I mean, first off, as I mentioned a few moments ago, security and related to that, of course, is business continuity. They're forefront, in terms of everything we do at IBM. Again, customers are really trusting us to run their businesses, day in and day out, and that comes with, a huge amount of responsibility for us. If you take a step back and you really think about all the different IBM systems platforms, I mean, these things are running, the world's financial institutions, government agencies, healthcare organizations, and everything in between. So, it's again something that we just, we take, very, very seriously. And across this entire portfolio, we provide our clients with, the best in class hardware and software technologies to really accommodate their current needs and the resiliency that they require today, but also, as they look into the future, especially if you think about enterprises increasingly looking to modernized application stacks, hybrid cloud architectures. Now I've gotten data and applications not only in my data center, I'm also looking at how can I, do that off premises as well, and how do I ensure that the applications and the data remain resilient and safe and secure. I mean, those are things that are front and center in everything that that we do here across IBM, especially within the systems family.
And when we think about it, I mean, people take for granted the resiliency. You're logging into your bank and you want to do a transaction. You want to make sure the transaction goes through end to end. Or if you're doing a stock trade, we can't have those servers go down. So like this is such an important topic and something that happens in the back end, in the background, but this is something that affects each and every one of us in our daily lives.
Yeah, it's literally inherent in every single thing that we do, and things that we don't think about and that we shouldn't have to think about. There's infrastructure behind all of that, and like I said, that's where our researchers, our engineers, our QA teams, I mean, everybody, user experience teams, everybody is thinking about those things, so that again we can take some of that burden off of our client shoulders, and so that they can focus on doing what's right for their clients and their business.
Great. Joe, where can people go to learn more about the conversations businesses are having regarding IT infrastructure solutions?
Yeah, so obviously we've only been able to scratch the surface here in this wonderful conversation, but next week at the IBM Think Systems sessions, there's going to be a wealth of knowledge that people can go get on all of these topics and so many more. So I would encourage people to go take a look at that when they get a couple of free moments.
Great. And will there be a replay for those people that would be tuning in after the event?
Yeah, great question. So if you can't catch the events live, there will be, on-demand viewing capabilities where people can go catch it, after hours or whenever is convenient for them. Absolutely.
Wonderful. And I'll post the links in the show notes so people can just hop right over there. Joe, how do people connect with you?
Yeah, so I'm always I'm a passionate person about technology, and I always love connecting up with new folks. So people can come find me on the LinkedIn platform. Happy to talk anytime.
Wonderful. Joe, do you have any parting words of wisdom that you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah, so I think another great question. I think it's without debate, right? That I mean, we've been through some tough times in the last year. In fact, many folks are still going through that. And I think as a society, we've really been able to demonstrate our perseverance and made some major advances in science and in technology. And I can tell you, I mean, I'm day to day focus on a lot of the engineering things, but working with clients directly is another most enjoyable part of my day. And I've just had the privilege of meeting with some of the most forward thinking and innovative companies out there. And I just couldn't be more excited, Avrohom, about just what the future holds for us as a whole. So, again, I really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you as always, and I'm really looking forward to the next time we get together.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely exciting to see what the future holds. Joe, thank you so much for sharing your time and your wisdom. I really enjoyed having you on the show.
Yep. Thank you, my friend. Take care.